like a heart question going on for me. And that was, how do we help people heal? Hello, my name is Juliana. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I have a huge passion for helping people be empowered to heal themselves. And today I'm going to share what has brought me to that place, where I was, how I grew up, my background, and then also what has led me to frequency medicine. And let's just see if there are some similar threads that you've experienced as well. So let's go way back to my early teenage years. At age 14, I went with my youth group to do missions work in Guyana, South America. And while we were there, we were praying that people would receive healing for various issues. One of those was a blind man. And I had read in the Bible, I knew that Jesus could heal, and I was believing that God would heal this blind man. Well, we prayed with everything we had, and we did not see him healed. And that is what sparked something in me, this passion to better understand how our bodies heal, how miraculous healing can happen, and how could we help more people all over the world at any distance. So fast forward to after college, I'm in my career and super bored in my cubicle. I was thinking there has got to be more to life than this. I had a huge passion for travel. I wanted to help other people. And when an opportunity came to do an around the world school that was based in New Zealand, I said, yes, I want to go, because it was partnered with my faith as a Christian. I wanted to serve people on a greater scale. And honestly, I wasn't invested in how much money I would make, of course. I just wanted to serve people. So I went to New Zealand. I had the time of my life, had some of the most extreme lows as well in that first trip around the world, finishing this discipleship school in Israel on the Mount of Olives. It was so epic. I loved it so much, I went back and started staffing this school. I staffed it again and again. I went on to lead the school a couple of times. This totaled 7 times around the world to over 40 countries. As I traveled, I came to later understand there was a heart cry, like a heart question going on for me. And that was, how do we help people heal easily, regardless of culture, regardless of location? How do we help people heal, not just physically, but emotionally, mentally, financially? How do we help people heal? So that drive evolved into me doing a life coaching type program. It's called Life Code Matrix. It is an identity clarity process that's very unique. And I brought that to the States as the first one to start doing that program. Loved it. But you know what? I learned the hard way. I was not yet an entrepreneur. I was still waiting for God to airdrop my financial provision and so many things. I had a ton to learn about business. So my business floundered. Although the idea and the product was outstanding, I wasn't able to bring it fully to market. So my business endeavors went through different network marketing companies. Uber driving was part of my entrepreneurship, I guess. I like to think of that season, though, as a lesson in the law of attraction and even learning how the quantum world works. I went all down those rabbit holes, and it felt like I was getting a degree as I read all these books, listened to them as I drove around San Diego doing Uber. Even though those years as an entrepreneur were painful and I did suffer, I wouldn't change it because it gave a foundation for clarity of what I wanted in the future. During that time, I heard about releasing a heart wall with this process called the emotion code. And this emotion code concept was so new to me. Energy healing, what is that? And I leaned very skeptic because as a good Christian, I was taught, if they say energy healing, right away. I had to really search the scripture and search my heart and really hear from God whether or not this was even safe and a good thing to do. once I had more and more clarity, I just moved forward in confidence that God would redirect my path if I was erring outside of things He blessed. So I went through this heart wall release process, and I thought I had done everything already in ministry and all these other things. I'm like, heart wall? Do I have a heart wall? Sure enough, I had a heart wall. When that was released, my life started changing very quickly. My career changed, the location I lived changed, and all these other new points of clarity happened. But all those changes happened with ease instead of me trying to force a business and force new things. I decided to launch an emotion code business, and I saw a lot of success with that through the following years. It taught me a ton about the quantum field and real practical experience, because here I am working with someone from a distance and they are seeing physical results, emotional results, transformation in their families, and all I'm doing is releasing trapped emotions. It was amazing. So that was my first understanding of, oh my gosh, God is into all sorts of things. And it started to really land for me how everything in Scripture, whenever God was doing a new thing on the earth, a new thing in someone's life, it would be outside of their comfort zone. It would not be in what everyone was familiar with and what fit in the religious boxes of the day. So when I was dealing with some vertigo and I was praying for breakthrough, I eventually listened to a friend, Steph, who kept telling me about this AO scan, this type of technology that generates a frequency, and then that frequency can affect a person even from a distance. Now, I also was resistant because I want as few screens in my life. I want more time in authentic connection with people and in nature than I want screen time. But I saw there must be value here, so I decided to try it. And my vertigo that I was experiencing, this severe, like taking me out of my business, it would come on and then like knock me out for hours at a time. I was able to resolve that within 5 days, and all I did was use frequencies with the AO scan. That was my first huge aha moment of, okay, show me something I don't know. I'm obviously missing something when it comes to energy healing. And then a bigger revelation started to unfold as I saw more people receiving transformation from a distance, from frequencies generated. And that also caught my attention, like, oh my goodness, there's something really to this. But again, it was ringing on my heartstrings of, I want to see people healed, whole, aligned, emotionally, physically, mentally, and spiritually. And I wanted to cross all religious barriers. I wanted to cross all location barriers and cultural barriers and be offensively simple as well. I love things that are simple, right? We don't need any more complications in our lives. So I caught vision for this new technology, and I could also see the incredible potential it had in business. The more I did this, the more I worked with the technology, I could see this is not something temporary. This is not like a one-off, really amazing thing. This is going to transform how we do healthcare as a whole. And since that time, I mean, it hasn't even been that long that the mobile AO scan has been out, there are more devices coming onto the scene. We're only going to see this increase. Remember when cell phones were new and we're like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. Portable phone, no cord, call someone anywhere. It was a game changer in how we did communication. That's where we're at here with frequencies. It was Einstein that said, the future of medicine will be frequencies. And it's here now. This isn't some sci-fi episode. This is, to me, a literal answer to prayer. And it has been for so many other people. So as I started with this as a business, I was a little weary of the whole network marketing thing. Because honestly, I'd been burned. I hadn't seen much money come in from those. And I knew the idea, the concept of residual income, the concept of building a team, of helping more people. But I just wasn't sure if I could trust the system. I tiptoed in, right? My first sale happened almost accidentally. I showed a friend and I'm like, I don't even know what this is. Check it out. And she's like, oh my gosh, I know what this is. This is amazing. I want one. So that's where it started. And then I'm like, well, maybe I should tell this person, should tell this person. And I got quite a variety of reactions. Most people don't know what you're talking about when you start saying frequency medicine. It is still in that early stages of understanding, but some have been in this for years. They've been watching. They know about Dr. Royal Rife and how he transformed cancer patients and got rid of their cancer back in the 30s. And they know about Tesla. They know about the forerunners that already were creating frequency technology that was very powerful. So much of that early research was squashed because the pharmaceutical industry was emerging and it needed sick, codependent people in order to build that business. So when you have technology that is helping people put their health back into their hands, that can be a threat to certain industries. However, I know this is going to happen one way or another, and it will profit people in the long run, not necessarily massive industries that don't have our best interests in mind. So within the first year of doing my business with Solex and the AO scan, it overtook my emotion code practice. It was so fun to see it take off, and it just keeps getting better. I love how the technology, as it evolves, as more upgrades are added, the price doesn't increase, and the price has not changed since I got started. That's huge to me. I love the leadership in this company as well. That was also one of the first things I had to investigate and see. Can I get behind this? Is this something that is in alignment with my values? Can I trust these people? I did my research. I actually got to know them personally, and I found, yes, oh my goodness, we already have similar hearts and similar values. So that gives a foundation for how can we help more people authentically and easily. So that brings me to you. Thank you so much for watching. Here's just a little window into my story. I have more to come. It's amazing how this frequency technology has propelled my life in the last year. And I'm just grateful to be here with you and grateful to share this with you. If you haven't experienced this new technology for yourself, I'd love to make that connection and help you get started. There's a link below. And of course, explore the channel. Please give this video a like if you liked it, and subscribe, hit the bell notification, and then we can keep this connection going. Thank you for being here, and hope you're having a wonderful day.